So, this is where the project comes to a screeching halt. In today's video, we are going to take this dilapidated walkway and turn it into a nice, fresh, beautiful walkway. And we're going to do it with simple materials. We're going to mix concrete, old school, no dry pour, and no AI bullshit. Let's make something cool. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I made these stepping stones, and they look really cool, but they didn't hold up so well. This is the path to get from our back porch to our vehicles, and I have to look at this every day, and every year it's gotten worse and worse. So today we are going to replace this with something a little bit more modern, a little simpler, and hopefully something that's gonna last a lot longer. And we're gonna start off by excavating all this old stuff out and make kind of a shallow trench for the new pathway. But since the forecast calls for nothing but sun and no clouds for the next 3 to 4 days, I'm gonna set up a quick tent to get myself out of the sun. All right, dug about 2.5, 3 inches down. Got rid of all the organic matter. Now I'm probably gonna play around with it, make sure it's nice and flat and levelish. Then next we are going to lay down about 1 inch or so of some drainage gravel. We want water to be able to drain underneath these slabs so that way they don't erode away any of the soil. Now, got the drainage gravel all flattened out and tamped down really good. I even have all my concrete product ready to go. But now we're gonna move on to building the form, and we're gonna move into the nice comfy shed and build it in there. And it's gonna be very simple, but a little bit different. Usually with a concrete form, you have a 2x4 and you stand it on its side, making the concrete 3.5 inches deep. This is just gonna be a very simple pathway, and they're basically gonna be like stepping stones. We're gonna lay the 2x's on their faces, which is going to make each stepping stone up about 1.5 inches thick. The 2 longest boards on the outside are 10-footers, and those are 2x4s. But everything on the inside is going to be a 2x3, which gives us a gap in between each stepping stone of 2.5 inches. I don't know where I came up with that number, I just felt right. So a lot of home centers will actually sell 2x3s all cut and ready to go for you. As far as the dimensions are concerned, I've got 4 of these guys cut at 4 feet exactly, and I've got 5 of these guys cut at 21.5 inches. Obviously I have them staggered. This one is 14.75 inches from the side, and the other guy is 30 and 3/4 from the other side. And those are your dimensions. And I'm just simply going to screw these together with 3.5-inch decking screws. Your best bet is to probably toenail these in from the side, so that way after the form is done, you can get the screws out no problem. I'm going in from the side, and I know that I'm gonna hate myself because I'm going to bury these screws in the concrete where I'm not gonna be able to extract them. So we'll see how that goes. We've got our form all built, but before I secure the form into place, there's one more step I want to do, and I want to roll out this landscaping fabric. since I'm going to have these essentially grout lines that are going to have pea gravel in them, I don't want weeds getting in between the slabs. That's what was driving me crazy about the last pathway. So we're going to put this landscape barrier down, then we're going to put down the form on top of that. Now I'm just gonna secure it in place with like 4 stakes. So, this is where the project comes to a screeching halt because I'm not sure how to proceed from here. Typically, when you pour a concrete slab, you're pouring it directly on the gravel base. But now I've gone ahead and covered that gravel base with a landscaping fabric to prevent the weeds from coming up in between them. So, do I cut out each individual landscaping fabric square, or do I just leave it? How important is it for the concrete to sit directly on the gravel? Then the gravel's loose, right? I'm worried that each pad, since we're essentially doing little concrete pavers, that they're going to slide around on top of the landscaping fabric. Anyway, so I think that what I've come up with here is I bought a bunch of these 12-inch stakes, these 12-inch spikes, metal spikes. In the large squares, I think I'm going to drive four spikes into those, and in the small squares, I'm going to do 2 spikes. And obviously I'll let them protrude like about an inch or so that way when I pour the concrete, they'll be stuck in the concrete, and essentially the squares, the pavers shouldn't move on me. And of course, we're going to put down our metal reinforcement, and we should be all good. I can already hear it in the comment. I can hear the comments exploding right now. You're doing it wrong. That's how stupid. Whatever. This really should work. If you're an angry commenter right now, just do this project however the hell you want to do it. I don't care, but this is how we're gonna proceed. Alright, now I got all the metal reinforcement cut and sized and placed, and I also have my 12-inch stakes driven into the ground, so these little individual slabs won't move anywhere. And now we're ready to mix and pour. Just using a regular cheap Portland-based concrete today. Honestly, I just really want to take my time today, so mixing is really easy. You just add water and mix until you get a nice peanut butter consistency. And wear a mask. Oh shit. Not yet. I got it built halfway up. Now I'm gonna add metal reinforcement. You know what else I'm realizing right now? Once again, I have forgotten to spray the sides with WD-40 as a release agent. I do it to myself every time. Alright, after I got finished with the first 4 slabs, or 4 squares, I noticed that this guy over here is starting to set up and lose moisture a little bit. So I'm going to finish it with my finished trowel real quick. Just these 2 squares because they're the ones that are setting up the quickest. And then I'm going to take my edger and just round over all corners. Take my broom and I give it just a light broom finish. That's it. Now leave it alone. Okay, maybe one more time. And then I leave it alone. I'll tell you what, the one thing that I love about a design like this is that I can kind of take a break whenever I want. Especially on hot days like this, you need to stay hydrated. It's very, very easy to forget to drink water. This way I can do 2 4 squares at a time, take a break, and then get back to it. Alright, that is it for the concrete work, and could not help myself. I had to get the family involved, make our little hand impressions, that way every single day we walk out, see our little handprints. Okay, ready? Go ahead. Anyway, that's it for concrete work today. I'm going to let this cure for at least 48 hours before I demold it. So it's a Portland base and it's very thin, so I'm going to give it a little bit more time. So then we'll take the mold off and work on filling in all the gravel. This is where I am probably really going to hate past Michael for not making these screws more accessible. think that's got it. You ready? Nice. There's only one more thing I want to do before I lay down the gravel, and that is to install a border on both sides so that the grass doesn't infiltrate into the gravel area. Now it's time to do the gravel. Well, that's it for this project. I probably make it look a lot harder than it really is, but I'm telling you, that tent saved my life. It was still hotter than hell, but with a few breaks and keeping myself hydrated, I think that really saved me on this project. All in all, I'd have to say I was about $200 in with this project, so not a very expensive project, not a very hard project. All simple materials that you can find at your local home center. And that's it for this video, so be kind, be present, and do your part.